Make the ground shake.
Hello everyone and welcome to another tank review. I'm here with the WZ-132, i.e. the Tier 8 Chinese light tank. Now this tank is one of the oldest tanks in the game, and it is the oldest light tank at Tier 8 together with the MX-3090, and in this review I will show you whether this tank has stood a testament of time, or has it been blatantly outclassed by everything else that was put into the game. The WZ-132 received a lot of buffs since the introduction of the new Tier 8 light tanks, mainly to its gun and its soft stats such as dispersion, aim time, accuracy and reload time, and some buffs to its mobility as well. But as always, we shall take a look into the armor first, and when we get to that, you can clearly see that there isn't really much to talk about. 50 at the most on the hull, 55 on the turret, so unless you're at some weird auto bounce angle, you won't have a chance. But if the caliber shooting you is a kind of a caliber, this is all auto pen, even on the most even on the thickest part of the front. The side 25 HE penetrable easily, and the back only 20, so T49s are your enemies pretty much all the time. So seeing that there isn't much to talk about this thing, let's compare it to some other tanks. I will compare it to the T54 lightweight and the Spy Panzer RU-251, and immediately you can see that this tank is kind of in the middle in both of them, but it doesn't really work when it comes to light tanks. First off, the gun. The gun is basically somewhat similar to the T54's gun, but it is somehow better in its soft stats and in its penetration. 189 penetration compared to the 175 does make a difference, I will admit, but let's be honest, 189 won't be enough to get you through to any tier 9 or 10 heavy tank, which you will meet almost regularly. You won't be able to pen a T54 that is angled without APCR, so that is that. After the penetration, you can see that the alpha damage is exactly the same, and it is 10 higher than the RU, just because these guns are 100mm and the RU has a 90mm gun. The rate of fire is alright, I guess. It is better than the T54 lightweight, that's for sure, but it is a lot worse than the RU-251 by near a second. And if you ask me, all the tier 8 light tanks should have this rate of fire in order to make them useful in a game, because there isn't a point of playing a tier 8 light tank because of the tier 9 mediums. They get exactly the same matchmaking, and 90% of the time they are useless. The tier 7 light tanks were okay because pretty much all of the tier 8 mediums were shit in a way, so they kind of make up for it, but this isn't really. When I play tier 8 light tanks, I never ever am never ever satisfied, because I know that I could have done so much more if I was in any other tier 9 mediums. But getting back to the game, the shell velocity is a lot better than the RU, slightly better than the T54, but it's alright. The ammo capacity is alright as well, because on the T54 34 shells are a sort of a problem. When it comes to the gun handling, you can see that the aim time is the worst of all the three, but not by much. Only zero point 0.1 worse than the T54 and 0.2 worse than the RU. The accuracy is better than the T54, so is the uh, but the dispersion is worse on the turret traverse than the T54, but a lot better than the RU. Uh, the elevation is alright at 20, but the depression at 5 is unacceptable. When you compare that the armor that T54 lightweight has, yes, it has armor even for letting the turret can work and it can bounce, believe it or not. But for this thing, 5 degrees is just not enough. You have to expose a lot of your tank to get a shot off, and in return you don't have any armor to save you whatsoever, unlike the T54. The Spy Panzer beats both of them clearly with its 10 degrees of gun depression. Top speed is acceptable at 64. It could have been better, but it's alright. The reverse speed is alright at 23. The horsepower per ton at 21.6 is a bit weak if I'm honest with you, but the soft stats are a lot better than the rest of the light tank, so it kinda makes up for it. The turret reverse 48 is alright, and the tank reverse at 56 is excellent, but I don't know why when I was comparing it to a T54 lightweight they turned exactly the same. I don't know why, even though it says here that it's 6 degrees better. When it comes to the armor, as we saw, it won't save you a lot, but it is a lot better than the RU and a lot worse than the T54 lightweight, because look at this thing. I mean, it has 60 hull armor on the sides and 120 millimeters on the side of the turret and 160 frontally. So you can, if you can go hull down, you aren't you cannot reliably do a hull down positions on such as on the other Russian mediums, but this can save you. A friend of mine bounced a Jagdpanzer E100 shot with the T54 lightweight, which would have been impossible in any other light tank in the game, I think. And the health pool is miserable at 1150, and basically that is it. The view range is sort of standard at 400. For equipment, I would go with gold optics, rammer, and bird stab, because that is the standard setup for any medium in the game. Basically, I don't know where the bird stab is on this, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, for accurate skills, go full camo first, drop for 6 cents, but you should already have it at this tier. After that, go with smooth ride and snapshot. Situational awareness is always helpful to get that bit of extra view range. After that, I would go with repairs probably, or if you want you can drop it for brothers in arms, whichever suits your boat, if I'm honest. And basically that is it. Let's get into some gameplay. So off we go with the first game. Now this was a 9.13 game, and I will be honest, I had to re-download all the packets, so no mods for this one, but I usually don't use mods that often, so this won't make much of a difference. As for the game itself, it's a tier 10 battle on Ensk, and this is one of the worst maps for a light tank, if I'm honest with you. In this matchup, as you see, I'm using binos. That is a replacement for the coated optics. That was a bad shot. That should have been shot way before, but that was my bad. I wanted to get LT15, but I didn't, so I gave up on it entirely. Now, this is an opening position really for my tank, and from this spot I can support my team greatly, I think. I do have the front of this T-57 now. He is giving me his side, full aim shot, and it goes nowhere where it was aimed, and that's really basically my problem with this thing. Even full aim shots can be missed, so I switched to APCR, and I do fire now 2 shots into the T-57. This is the third pen. I'm still unspotted, which is great news, and I will try to finish him off for my first kill in this game. I do have side shots on this VK, and that shot was enough to take him out. Second kill of the game, and we still have more to come. I think I'm spotted now definitely by the T10, as I am, and I immediately go on the attack and will try to kill the artillery. Do hesitate here for a moment because I wanted to put some side shots into these enemies, but seeing that they are pushing very aggressively, I decide to move forward and try to take out the RT first, and will try to help the right flank after that. Out at the RT, and basically he could not do anything to me, because if he shot he would have killed himself, so this was a very easy kill. I am trying to make myself move up here as fast as possible, and you can see that this isn't the fastest of items, but it gets the job done, really, if I'm honest with you. Do have rear shots on these tanks here. Put the first shot into the A44 and fall back. I am seeing that he is trying to make it to my position. He puts a shot and rams me, which cost me quite a bit of health, but I am able to take him out. And we have the rear of this IS-3. We might be able to take him out if I could get a shot, and we do. So that's kill number 5 for me. Only 2 tanks remaining, and we shouldn't have a problem with them if I load a PCR, especially with the IS-3, but believe it or not, that won't help you if you are firing AP. Now the Object 260 killed our M4A1, so I will try to put some shots into this guy if possible, and he is backing up. Put a shot into his rear. He's looking my way, and that was so lucky, I think. He takes out my ammo rack, and I will try to get back and help the team with the Object 260. I mean, he is basically dead. There is not much he can do, if I'm honest with you. There is a Jagdpanzer left alive, an IS-3, a T-54, and an MX-30, so I highly believe that he won't be able to save this, because he is coming from every single angle. He is on 420 HP left. Put a shot into him and attacking him at the same time. We'll go for top gun, but the T-54 manages to take him out, and let's take a look into the post-battle results. So here we are in the post-battle results. As you can see, I managed to pick up Ace Tanker combined with some other tokens, and I do not get any medals from the battle hero ones. If you look into the team score, you can see that we did finish in our team top on damage, experience and kills, with 2654 damage, 5 kills and 1323 base experience, which was enough for us to get the Ace Tanker. In this game, certainly the things that were not top tier carried the team through, because you can see that the Batchat, the E4 and the Jagdpanzer in total don't have more than 4000 damage combined, so that is a testament of our team. On the enemy team, the Object 260 played a hell of a game, props to him, but he was unfortunate enough to have an even worse team than mine, because his T-57 and his T-62A together have 1.8k damage, which is basically very sad if you ask me. If you look at on the detailed report, you can see that we did fire 70 shots, 16 of those hit and only 13 penetrated, which means that even this kind of penetration isn't enough. You have to fire APCR almost exclusively when you face harder opponents. We did receive 2 hits, and because it's letting both of those penetrated, we damaged 9 enemies and destroyed 5 of them, which is pretty alright, and we even have 1634 assistance damage because of the tracking mostly, I presume. I think this was enough for this game. Let's get into the second one. So off we go with the second game, and for this one we are importing with the new physics, sound and all that stuff. So WZ-132 on place, and this is basically a computer matchup with only 2 tier 9s on each side plus 2 artillery. And as in lighting, I will try to use and abuse the one thing that I have going for me, which is ammo, and this is how you basically should do the map. Going up here and P-37, putting a clear side shot into him and going back. Now here is the problem. It is already open and I have to wait around 12 minutes to get unspotted every time I fire. And I am moving quite a lot just for the sake of not exposing myself when I'm still spotted. Put 2 shots in the AS and fall back. Shoot, fall back basically is what you should do. Struggle a bit with under pressure, but managed to connect another shot with the AS, which makes 4 total now, and this is where I will make a thing. But to be, I will make a mistake and will take one shot from something. I don't remember now actually, but I will do it. That shot went absolutely nowhere, even though it was fully aimed. It took the side that my luck, but I'm able to retaliate with the second shot of the tanker, and basically I'm already up to 1417 free damage. That was my mistake. I did not expect the eye to be here, and we basically have the same build because he's using the 100mm and another 2mm, and I don't want to expose myself to that anymore and waste hit points. Do go for a spot here, and I will try to put it at speed 34. Get spotted and immediately fall back because I don't want to be stupid. Now I will be honest, when I was playing this game, the XP wasn't working, I think, so I had no idea how my chances were against the enemy. Just as I fully aimed that shot on the field, because before our account clock takes him out, and you saw that 8B wasn't able to go through even to the side of the D10. Luckily, the CDC takes him out before he gets a shot onto me. The scores are still 4-4, and the HP advantage on the enemy, so we will have to fight back for this one quite hard. We do pull 2 kills in session here, 3 kills, and now we are with a bit of an advantage here, but I will be honest, that is easily possible, as you can see at this very moment. Do spot the ISU, but he gets spotted as well, and a full shot absolutely nowhere, and fortunately I wasn't spotted for that, which is great news. Do have side shots on the ISU and put the first shot into him. The scores are now 7-7 with the advantage to the enemy, 8-8. So a very quick game, I have to be honest, and put 2 shots into him. This is my mistake here. I thought that he might not be able to get that shot, but unfortunately did. Even though he just snapshotted me like no tomorrow, but that's Russia for you. And the kind of falling guided that shows no problem. Do blind fire on the RT and do take him out. The scores are now 10-8 with us having a slight advantage when it comes to tanks, because we do have 2 tier 9s where they don't. Plus the tanks that they have left here are a 3090 and TVs that don't have a turret, so we should have this in the bag unless we fuck up, and this being one of tanks, that is what can happen anytime of the day. This slide still not getting used to the new physics, but that doesn't really hurt me at all, so I do not make myself up here. Unfortunately, I am a one shot for the 3090 because I basically received an impossible shot by the ISU from that distance, but that doesn't matter. Do spot the 3090 in the open, he doesn't spot me back, and I put a shot into him. I was kind of expecting to be spotted, but I wasn't, so it's not high, and our shot was high. We do get lucky with our shots, but the previous one will go, so they kind of evened out. Only 3 TVs left and artillery, but we are at a tank's advantage here, so we have to do something in order to win this battle. Now I am not planning to get down from this hill just because I think that I won't have a chance against 2 TVs. If it were one, I might have, but that won't happen in there too. The 112, instead of helping us, decided to just go on its own and will die eventually, but I do spot this yet. Put a snapshot into him. Unfortunately, it attracted him in the open, and now I will try to put a second shot in with the players, and even our standard penetration is enough to take care of that. I do spot this RT here in the open, and we'll try to put a shot into him. As I do that, I do not want to stay here because I'm afraid that he will snapshot me because he is out here, and those pieces of shit are blatantly overpowered, so I have to move at all times. I cannot hesitate even for 1 second. Here I'm RT safe, and I do have side shots on the ISU. Struggling with the gun depression, but managed to get a shot into him. Rolled low, but I do have the time here to take him out easily, and think loading HE just to be safe, unless I hit his gun, I should be able to take him out pretty easily. That was kill number 4 for me, and 2819 damage done, and will try to make myself up for this artillery. Now, I don't know why I just didn't roll down here before. I should have. I thought that I might have shots on the RT here, but as it turns out, I didn't, which was kind of bad for me, if I'm honest with you, but we win, and that's what matters really, especially for results. So here we are in the post-battle results, and as you can see, I managed to get an ace tanker, some tokens, and from the battle hero medals I managed to get high caliber and tank sniper. If you look into the team score, we can see that we did finish top on experience, damage and kills with 4012 damage, 4 kills and 1364 base experience. I did platoon up with the E75 just so I can get the ongoing missions that is currently running on the EU server, which is to get 4 kills in a platoon, but that it doesn't really matter to me. If you look into the detailed report, we can see that we did finish the with 23 shots fired, 22 of those hit and only 18 pen. That is because some of our shots went absolutely nowhere when they were fully aimed. From our 4000 damage, 1500 was from a sniping distance. Again, in this game we did receive only 2 hits, and both of those unsurprisingly managed to penetrate us. We did spot 8 vehicles, damaged 9 just as before, but only 4 kills this time and only 178 assistance damage. Anyway guys, this was my take on the WZ-132. As far as tier 8 lights go, it is alright, but tier 8 lights in general are useless, just because you have tier 9 mediums which have exactly the same matchup as this. And imagine if I was in AT-54 on this map or any other tier 9 tank, and I would have been able to do not twice the damage but around 50% more easily, I think. So that was my take and my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and bye for now.